My name is Merideth Hagerty. I'm 29 years old. I live in Chicago, Illinois, and I'm a creative director at a marketing agency. I first got a diagnosis for a mental health disorder when I was 16 years old after I had a panic attack. My mom took me to my pediatrician and I was prescribed an SSRI and diagnosed with generalized anxiety disorder. From there, I also received a diagnosis of depression in early college and really struggled to take my medication regularly, mostly because I was an immature college student. And so the symptoms really persisted, and my parents had me go to talk therapy, which didn't really work for me because it wasn't my decision to go. And I just continued to not really be able to handle the symptoms and struggle with mental health disorders in my late teens and early 20s. When I was 25 and had been working in public relations and advertising for a couple of years, my symptoms really truly became unmanageable. I was having panic attacks at work sometimes and just really struggling to keep my symptoms at bay while working in such a high stress environment. And so I finally made the decision to seek therapy for myself, and it just made a complete world of difference. And I was really finally understanding what I was going through and working with a doctor hand in hand. And I also received a diagnosis of complex PTSD, as well as panic disorder, which helped me to understand what was happening to me at a much deeper level. And so when I got that diagnosis, my therapist, my psychiatrist, and myself were really able to create a treatment plan that would work for somebody with that specific diagnosis. And that just made a world of difference for me. My treatment plan consists of an SSRI and additional medication that I take 3 times a day for anxiety. It also consists of talk therapy that I meet with my therapist weekly to do. And also I can pull from my toolbox, which includes moving my body in any sort of way. Swimming and yoga are 2 of my favorite ways to do that, as well as important time for self-reflection. And I love to use a meditation app to do that. Guided meditation via the app just works really well for me and allows me to set aside time to focus and self-reflect. I also love to journal and have really started making that a daily practice for myself. I like to do reflective exercises as part of my treatment plan because it allows me time for self-awareness, to reflect, to think about how I'm interacting with the people in my life, and also to have a way to draw back to these conversations during therapy. And I can bring up what I wrote in my journal and remember kind of what happened to me during the week to make my therapy sessions more impactful. You can find a lot of things about therapy on the internet, whether it's humorous memes about anxiety and sort of feeling a sense of community from that, or actual tips from therapists that you see on social media. It's a way to give access to those tips and tools in a new way that I find really hopeful for people, knowing that therapy currently isn't accessible to everybody. That at least is a way that people can sort of introduce those concepts to themselves. Whether you have complex PTSD or a different diagnosis or not, you could help somebody else in your life that might have those things. And having these tools of self-awareness, whether you have a mental health disorder or you don't, are really crucial to sort of just getting through life. And I really hope that people will start to see that and seek therapy no matter what their experience is.